When I met this patient, she was struggling daily with fibromyalgia. 3 months later, she wrote me this message. After 2 months, the illness disappeared as if it had never existed. Today, I don't rely on painkillers and I'm completely pain-free. Everyone needs to know this. It's not true that there's no treatment. There is a treatment and I experienced it myself. I'll be honest, when I finished med school, I didn't think fibromyalgia has a cure. Like many, I thought it is a lifelong and incurable disease. But after 11 years and treating hundreds of patients, I know what is possible. And often it doesn't require medications and complicated procedures, but the usage of mind-body medicine techniques. In this video, I'm walking you through the 5 key steps that help patients heal. Each one is meant to recharge your healing battery, moving you from pain to long-lasting relief. So let's look together at the first step. If you've been diagnosed with fibromyalgia, then you might have heard this is a condition that doesn't have a cure. It's actually also published in official websites. And you might have tried many things and you may have also hit a wall of despair. I know how it feels because I've been there too when I suffered from pain. But even if you've tried so many things and nothing really helped you, you still need to rethink your condition because there is a way out. So the very first thing we want to do is reignite hope. I know it might sound a bit far, but let me give you a real example. 3 months ago, I met a woman that was diagnosed with fibromyalgia and we did a Zoom call. We did a Zoom call because she was simply unable to do anything. She was lying in bed, unable to function. She needed her most basic needs to be taken care of by other people. And as we were talking, I was thinking to myself, well, how am I going to help this young woman? She was in such a bad condition that I thought that more advanced techniques would be too complicated for her. And then what we did is that I sent her a few success stories of people who healed from fibromyalgia. We've scheduled another follow-up call around a month ago, and as we connected to the Zoom, I was expecting to see her again lying in bed, not being able to do much more than compared to the last talk. But when we connected to Zoom, I was shocked. She was walking in the middle of the street and she shared with me that she managed to return, to go back doing basically everything. Taking care of herself, doing the shopping, doing the laundry, day-to-day chores. She even managed to go back to the gym. And in fact, on the day that we spoke, she was moving to a new apartment and doing it by herself. That was mind-blowing. Of course, from the first time that we spoke until this follow-up meeting, she did many other things, but the very first step was reigniting hope. So you might be asking yourself, all right, so I understand why it's important, but where do I begin? And here, let me give you a very practical tip. So the first thing you want to do is do a Google or YouTube search, but you want to do it now differently. You want to write those exact words. Please do that after watching this video. Fibromyalgia success story. And then you will see many stories that come up. Make a list of those stories, start watching them, listen to those people who suffer from the same condition and manage to release themselves from the suffering, release themselves from fibromyalgia. Write down what helped them, what tips they share, what steps they did that can help you as well. And remember, if they could do it, why won't you be able to do it, right? So that's our very first step. This brings us to 20% full battery, but 20% is not enough. Let's look at the next step that will take us even higher. So first, let me ask you a question. Can you really heal from something you don't understand? In many ways, it's like going out on a hike, wanting to do a trail, but having no map and no instructions whatsoever. Let's imagine you're here at the trailhead and you want to go here to this beautiful mountain top. In the middle, there's a forest. If you do that without a map or guidance, chances are you'd get lost in the forest or miss the right crossroads where you need to turn. The same goes for pain. You really need to understand what's happening in your body to heal from pain. Why? Because knowledge is like a map that takes you safely to your destiny, which is healing. And let's be even more specific. Learning about pain and how it is created in the body is even more crucial when we talk about chronic pain, because in many cases, in many instances, chronic pain, like in fibromyalgia, is created in the brain and it is reversible. Knowing about that is so important, because after realizing that this is how pain is created and that the process itself is reversible, you can start applying the right knowledge and the right techniques to release yourself from this vicious cycle. But you might be thinking right now, okay, so I understand the message, I got the message, I understand that learning about pain is so important. Where do I begin? So exactly for that, I've prepared for you a starter kit. This kit includes a few essential resources that can help you start your journey of learning about the pain mechanism and harnessing this knowledge for your healing process. If you want to take a look at this starter kit, click the link below this video, download it, go over the resources, dive into them, and start your learning journey. So now that we've reignited hope and added the other layer of knowledge about the pain, we've reached 40% of our healing battery. But that is still not enough. We want to get it even higher. And for that, we need to take another step. A quick note. If you feel that this is helpful for you, don't forget to subscribe to the channel for more videos like this that can help you on your healing journey. We all know that knowing without doing is basically useless, right? And the same goes for pain. If we stay at the level of knowing, at the level of knowledge, without acting on it, basically we will not reach the change that we want to reach, which is improvement and healing. I want to show you a 2022 study that was done on fibromyalgia patients. This study has shown that people who do more activity do better long term. Actually, people I see in the clinic that stay active and maintain their routine and do more things on a day-to-day basis, they do better than those who don't maintain high levels of activity. Normally it is thought that more gentle types of activities are recommended for fibromyalgia, like Tai Chi, Qigong, and stretching. But this study showed that also cardio and resistance training and also mixtures of the two and also stretching can be very helpful in fibromyalgia. So it means that regardless of the type of activity, we want you to be more active than not. So let me give you a practical tip how you can do that. So we start by picking an activity you like doing, and then you want to start in your comfort zone. Let's say that you want to go back walking and your comfort zone is any time in between 2 to 3 minutes of walking. It could also be stretching. That's a very good start. So from there, you want to expand it daily. Look at this circle. This is your comfort zone where you feel safe. Each day, try to expand the boundaries of your sense of safety and do a little bit more. Over time, your confidence will grow together with your ability to be more active. Now, with adding more activity to your routine, you will be able over time to reach the 60% level of recharging your battery. But this is still not enough. Let's see how we can take it even further. So now that you've got yourself moving more, there's another painful point in fibromyalgia. Many people feel the exhaustion together with the pain, which makes them rest more. 7 years ago, I met a woman in the clinic. She was in her mid-20s with 2 little children, a therapist in her profession, but she was unable to work and she was unable to function as a mother. And one of the things that I would never forget is that she shared with me that she needed to rest 4 hours every day in the middle of the day. So it means that she couldn't take care of her little children during those 4 hours, and the couple needed a lot of help from friends and family. This is something that happens many times with fibromyalgia. People feel exhausted, so they rest. This is what we do intuitively, right? When we feel that our energy levels are low, we try to rest and recuperate. But with fibromyalgia, it works in the exact opposite direction. The more you rest, the more fatigue you feel. And I know it's kind of hard to hear this truth, at least for the first time, but what we did with this woman was starting to reduce the hours or the time that she rested every day. When I offered this idea, at first she looked at me and said, "But hey, I feel so tired, I feel so exhausted, how am I going to be able to function if I reduce my time of resting?" And then I needed to explain to her that the less she rests, the better she will feel. So what we did was a compromise. On the first week, we reduced it from 4 hours to 3 hours and 45 minutes. And then after another week, we reduced it to 3 hours and 30 minutes. And then 3 hours and 15 minutes, and so on and so forth. What happened over time? That the more she reduced her resting time, the more energized she felt. And she was able gradually to take care of her little children and go back to her work as a therapist. After around half a year, she was completely active and back to a full active life. Adding this layer of gradually resting less brings us to 80% healing battery. Let's see how we can get it even further, even higher. Remember our second step? Going on a hike, needing a map or a guide to get you to where you want to go, this beautiful mountaintop with the amazing view. So let's go back to this example just for a moment. Having a map is great. It will show you the way and help you get to where you want. But imagine what could happen if you do it with people like you that have a similar goal. People you can share your difficulties with and victories, the small and big successes, and of course, people who share the same goal and want as well to reach the mountaintop. Communities have a great healing potential. Doing it together is so empowering. So we want to join those communities of like-minded and like-hearted people that have the same goal, which is reaching improvement and healing from pain and exhaustion. Below this video, I've put another link for you to such a community. You will find there people like you, people who suffer from pain and strive to release themselves from the suffering. And you would be able to share your difficulties, to get advice, to hear from other people, to listen to what other people do in order to release themselves from the pain. So now we've reached 100% full battery of healing. If you want to take your next step, here you will find another lecture that will equip you with the right information and knowledge that can help and empower you on your healing journey.